have such sights to show you.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Four Dead Losers podcast. We are three of the Four Dead Losers. I'm Ramito.
Adam.
Jordan.
And today we are going to be talking about Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. Ooh, I had to practice that a lot. Spooky. Adam, this was your pick, not spoiler thoughts. What did you think of the movie?
I felt like I had to eat some words a little bit from our last review of the poohverse, because I think I had said like we had the very most slightest improvement when we went from 1 to 2, and that wasn't saying much because 1 was awful.
1 was awful.
But 2 was just equally as bad. I don't even remember. Did we ever release that episode?
No, so some background Dead Loser lore is that we had filmed the episode for Winnie the Pooh Button Honey 2, but we disliked the episode so much that we had to scrap it.
I'm pretty sure it's 20 minutes of blood and honey and 20 minutes of us rambling about
something else.
I think we're just talking random. But yeah, definitely in that episode, the lost episode, I had said, this is just a bad look. The poohverse is going to be, a fail, and I don't know, the directors are just not doing it. Like, they just, whatever their vision was, it's not working, and it's just, it's bad. Looking at it now, this definitely was a huge step in the right direction, and it was because when I looked it up, the director / producer, well, the producer is still the same people, but the director is a completely different person from the guy that made the other two. So, Definitely, probably the main reason this one was way better than the other two, and I'm hoping that this director does more of it. But not to get too far off topic, but I think with this movie, I really thought that it had a lot of great moments. I thought that the main antagonist, Peter, was just so good at his role. Like, he was really good. We can go more into detail about him later. I thought the actors and actresses alongside him were, for the most part, good. Like, they're a little bit more believable. There was definitely some moments, I think, where the main child actor wasn't the best in terms of acting, but I think further on in the movie,
Michael or Wendy?
Michael. I think he got a little bit better as it went. Wendy was okay, but I don't know, it just felt a little bit more grounded than the other two in a sense. Maybe it was because there was some realism to it.
Yeah, there wasn't a giant talking bear.
Yeah, it wasn't a giant talking lumberjack bear. Or a giant lizard vulture. But no, other than that, I thought that, it was just a great step in the right direction. Definitely dark. Definitely, was not expecting it when we went to go watch it in theaters quite a bit ago. But
that's January.
Yeah, I think just January. So it's been a year it's been out. So
it came out this year.
Yeah. I thought it was a really solid B horror movie. Now, again, it's not, don't go in there expecting, A+ material, because it's still a B horror movie, but honestly, I thought it did its best.
Honestly, I hear what you're saying. I think it's on par with average Blumhouse. I'll go into it a little bit more, but like the quality of the movie and whatever, but rating out of 10.
Ooh, objectively, I would have to say, just for the main antagonist acting alone, I think I would give it a 7.5. But I mean, I could probably sink down to a 6, just because there's definitely still some things that would need to get fixed, or could easily turn people away just because it's a B horror movie. But I could say 7.5.
7.5.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Jordan, not spoiler thoughts. What you think of the movie?
Yeah, I gotta get my nerves up. I just want to say I didn't realize this movie came out this year. Bambi: The Reckoning is actually kind of good, but I do think it has a director.
That's right.
Bambi. It is. No. This Bambi has this director, I think. No, actually, I'll look it up. Continue.
Okay. So I remember I skipped this movie when it had come out. So prior to watching this movie, I thought Bambi was the best in the franchise, which again isn't really saying a lot, but it was a decent film. It was a movie I watched and didn't regret the time I spent watching it.
Yeah.
I remember when the trailers for this movie came out, I was kind of skeptical because of I felt like it skipped over a lot of the fantasy elements that I would expect with Peter Pan. But to add on to what Adam said, I actually think that was a really good idea. The realism is really refreshing and nice for this franchise specifically. Like the only movie so far that could have actually happened.
Yeah.
I'm happy we rewatched it also. So we had planned to film this earlier. I made it like halfway through the movie and I absolutely hated it. But I restarted from the beginning and I'm glad I did that. Overall, I thought it was pretty enjoyable. It probably joins, don't judge me, Clown in a Cornfield for like movies that I feel guilty for enjoying. Because they're kind of funny.
Yeah.
What else? It's better than Puppet Master. Gotta put that in there. Oh, and then my final thought to add on to what Ramiro said. I understand what you're saying because of the budget and stuff. Why you would consider it a B horror movie, but yeah, in a year where like Strangers Chapter 2 came out, it's just like an F horror. I don't know. This was really enjoyable and refreshing. Again, I'm glad that I rewatched it with an open mind, and I'm kind of bummed that I missed out on it earlier in the year. But yeah, probably 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10? 7.5 and a 7 out of 10?
Mm-hmm.
Did Bambi have the same director? Did you look it up?
I don't think it did. I think it was the other guy. I'll look it up. I had taken some snapshots because there were some other thoughts I would share later, but it did not. I'm gonna look.
This was better than Bambi, considerably better than Bambi.
I assumed it would. Looking at Bambi, I'm glad I didn't watch that.
Non-spoiler thoughts for myself. I just like Jordan. I had watched the first half of the movie, and then we had to switch gears for The Mist, and then I rewatched it starting from the beginning, and I did enjoy this movie. I thought it was good. It was the first half of the movie was it was okay, but the second half of the movie I thought is really when they took off.
Yes.
Like when they introduced Tinkerbell.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's when it really started to build up momentum and all that good stuff. I do 100% believe that this movie, even for being an indie movie, is on par with big budget stuff now. Like this one specifically, I can't speak for Bambi the Reckoning and Blood and Honey 1 and 2 are not on the same level.
This is weird because, I mean, again, the franchise, we haven't hit the finale, the end game finale. But I feel like this film is going to, weirdly enough, be like the standout film. Like the rest is, I don't know, the rest of the franchise kind of...
Because what do they have next? They have
Pinocchio is the next one.
Is Mad Hatter getting its own?
I think so. No, it's Pinocchio, Mad Hatter, and then... Ooh, I forget. There's like one more, I think, and then it's supposed to be the poohniverse. This Monsters Assemble. That's wild.
But like, if we look at just like you're saying, right? We look at other movies that came out this year. Woman in the Yard, which was a Blumhouse movie.
Pretty mid.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty mid. Strangers 2 Lion Gate movie, which was butt cheeks.
Terrible.
Yeah, this movie was way better than that one. I can't remember what other garbage came out this year. The Sinners.
Oh, not Sinners. Hold on. A lot of the horror I've seen this year is actually... I don't know how you feel about Wolfman. I never watched it.
No, let's see. This one was better.
Oh, hold on. Black Phone 2.
I didn't watch
What?
that
You
one.
didn't like Black Phone 2?
No, he's saying that Blumhouse was dookie. Blumhouse came out Black Phone 2.
I didn't see Black Phone.
It's so good.
I like Black Phone 2 a lot.
Good.
But they also did Wolfman, right? I'm pretty sure they did.
Black Phone 2 is definitely a standout for them. Like, they're carrying their...
That's what I'm saying, though. Is that
Did they do Megan 2 this year?
They did Megan 2. Like they've reached their toss up where it's like, is it a good movie? Is it not? But this one, I think, definitely beats out a lot of.
They need more of this director.
Didn't they come out with I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah, that movie was mid. I would say
it was
mid.
actually okay. I thought it was going to be worse than it was, but actually it was decent. It was decent.
But yes, so I think that this movie beats out a lot of those. They did a really good job about going into like really dark places, I thought. Not visually, but like
I mean, it was pretty
contextual-wise.
dark.
Yeah. Once they got into the second half of the movie is pretty much black. What was it?
Definitely a dark spin on the original story, and like it actually has meaning behind it. Which
Yeah.
obviously, like watching Winnie the Pooh chase a bunch of people doesn't have any like
Yeah.
valuable meaning.
No, it wasn't very good.
I think the first Blood and Honey we reviewed before we started doing ratings.
Yes.
The second one, I don't even remember my rating because I got scrapped. But this one, I'd probably have to give like a 6 out of 10. It's above average, but not too much above where I'm like, oh yeah, that was really good. You know what I mean? But it was good. I thought they did a lot of good stuff. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and get to the spoiler section of the video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. It would really help us out. We really appreciate it. But until then, this is going to be your spoiler warning in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Boom.
If Nicolas Cage was Peter Pan, it would have been a 10 out of 10.
No, not Nick Cage.
Nick Cage.
That man's got like 10 movies coming out right now, right? He's in a bunch.
Wow, he's in the Carpenter's Son. Bro. I gotta go watch that.
So the movie basically begins with a lore dump, right? About like basically
this
the Peter
is-
Pan mythos.
Yeah, this is basic setup that all the movies in the Poohverse, and maybe I don't know about Bambi, but pretty much it seems like on theme. It's like they're trying to get you, lore dump, caught up with everything. It talks about a similar story to what you know, almost verbatim. Like, oh yeah, he takes the boys and they go to this island and their own rules and this and that, like the Lost Boys, right? But then towards the back end of the story, it gets a little bit darker because he was talking about, I can't remember if he refers to it as the entity or something, like basically is telling him to bring the boys with the promise that one day he too will be able to see Neverland. Like, so I guess he can take people there, but he hasn't been there truly himself. It's just been something that I guess he can see, but he has to keep on taking the boys there until he can, I guess, appease whatever entity so that he will also get taken there. And I do like it does, pretty sure they do the nod at the shadow within the thing, right? Like when he's flying around, it does the nod of the shadow.
I think so.
Yeah. So I think in the movie, without going too much into the spoilies, the few times he does reference this entity, or I guess interacts with it, is Peter Pan's shadow, which is again very big
it's like a 6 inch like shadow that's on the wall every now and then.
Yeah, which is again on par with the original, right? Like Peter Pan's shadow is its own thing. So I kind of like that they use that as the medium for like doing bad things, which is kind of interesting.
So after we get the lore dump, we learn that he's reading this book, or Peter is reading this book to this kid that's on his lap, right? And then it fades into the missing boy poster of that same kid. And then we arrive at a circus. It's all the fun kind of stuff. There's a mime that's performing, and then there's shots. And they focus a lot on like the audience, but specifically on young boys' faces throughout this little segment. And then he points over to the crowd and he chooses a kid and he makes him like a balloon animal, right?
And he gives it to him. It kind of sucks. It's a terrible looking balloon animal.
Bro, we got the Joker off Team Movie.
Yeah, like it was crazy. Like he had like the makeup and the thing, and he even like. I get another reference to the shadow almost immediately, like right before he comes out and does his performance, because they like do a walkthrough of like them walking into it, and then the circus, the tent, and then they do the like, this is the performer, this is the audience, and he's just like standing there, hands on hips, and like in a power pose, and you can see his shadow like extending from him. Now that shadow doesn't do anything, but again, it kind of picks up exactly where it left off in the story, where it's just like him, in the shadow, kind of in the interaction, if you will.
Yeah, this whole segment that we're going to see at the beginning, really, his performance, the dude who plays Peter Pan, really reminded me of Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Not that the two of them are necessarily connected or anything like that, but there was a lot of like that kind of vibe that I picked up. So then after the circus and the animal balloon, we cut to the kid. He's sleeping in the living room, right? And the mom, his mom goes to take a shower. And we can see that the cellar door starts to open, and it's very Evil Dead coded. Yes,
I was upset that I was telling you this, that like, where is this place that there is a cellar door in the middle of the living room?
I had to look up the difference between a basement and cellar. I knew, like,
and then the other thing, and this I guess I just need to figure this out. why are the cellar doors always chained from the inside? Like, you notice
They
that?
are.
Yeah, like, why? And why are they chained? Like, if it's your cellar,
I guess if you crawl into it, like if it's for tornado coverage or whatever, I guess you crawl into it and lock it.
Are there a lot of tornadoes in
I thought the United
England?
States. I thought the United States was the only country to get tornadoes.
I'm sure there's some in
In my mind, it's like for safety, like you hide in the cellar, so you lock it from the.
But the chains always just.
But it's always locked.
Up.
I don't know
Joe's
how they-
always just smart enough.
I don't know how they get out and like lock it.
Because like in the Evil Dead, it's from the outside, right? Like but these are from like the inside. Like the chains are in the inside. Makes no sense.
Also, I know it's part of his character, and I came to like it towards the end of the movie, or like as the movie goes on. But when this first started, why is this man reading in like a YouTube creepypasta kind of voice? Like when he's first talking to the kid, I just couldn't get over the voice, man.
Yeah.
We're talking about like the higher pitch voice.
Yeah, the higher pitched voice before he like.
He does a lot of voice changes. Yeah.
He does. He carries.
Yeah, well, it was like it's Evil Dead, but it's also it oriented too, because he
Yeah.
does like this the same like oh come on like come on.
Yeah, but he does the same like what is he? He
I can't talk to strangers.
Yes, the exact same thing. I can't talk to strangers. Oh, what's your name? I'm Peter. See, we're not strangers anymore.
Well, he was like, oh, I gave you the blue. Remember, it's me.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm just not used to hear. I guess I'm not used to hearing that voice with the accent on top of it.
Yes.
That's fair. And then so eventually he's luring this little boy to get closer and closer to the gap in the cellar.
Yeah.
Until finally they reach to shake hands, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they basically, I think he starts pulling him closer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah, he's like, yeah, no, like, because he's like, I want to tell you. Well, he's like, yeah, come closer. I want to show you something, but only if you're brave. And the mom's picking up because she's getting out of the shower, like, so he's talking to somebody. What the heck?
Yeah.
And just as he's about to, like, slowly pull him into the cellar, she's like, get away from him. And then his voice completely changes. He's like,
So like a demonic voice, yeah.
give me the child. Like, what the heck?
Oh man, exactly, just like Joker. And then the two of them start fighting, right? The mom and Peter. They go at it like hard.
This is one of the things. So before we get into it, the first time I watched this, for some reason Amanda decided to lower the brightness on the TV by like 20%. So I raised it back up before I rewatched it, because the first time I watched it, I did not see any of this. It was just like
what's
black.
going on? Just hear noises.
So watching it again today, I was like, holy shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. Yeah, they attack each other, and then I think they pretty much like go after each other. We get some
into the kitchen. Right?
Yeah, into the kitchen. We definitely get some. I hate saying comparing, but like some Terrifier theme vibes. At one point, he like basically cuts her.
Starts
like
peels.
His face is like hanging off.
and she got a good hit. What did she cut him with? I forgot. Was it like I know it was glass or something, but like basically,
I don't know, yeah, it was
was able to like slice off like a giant chunk of his side of his face. And he's like, oh.
And her foot got like chopped in half.
Oh yeah, like he like.
I want to know if that's possible. Can a knife be that sharp that you?
With enough force.
Probably.
She was like, she was like in the kitchen, right, freaking out, like trying to figure out where he was, and he was under the table. He like cleavered basically the front half of her foot, like just.
Bro, this is a fight scene that Halloween Ends should have had.
I mean, yeah.
So eventually, after their whole fighting scene, Peter ends up victorious, right?
Yeah, and then he hits her with a meat hammer too, right? Like a tenderizer.
The meat tenderizer and starts beating her. The effects in this movie are a lot better than.
There wasn't hardly any CGI.
Right.
Very minimal.
The puppet,
the shadow, and
shadow, not puppet. Right.
Oh, right.
But a lot of good practical.
And a lot of it looked good. The
Yeah.
blood looked
Most of
good,
it looked good,
which a lot of people don't get blood right for some reason. But
Well, it's fine. You just make the movie dark.
True.
And then Peter ends up finding the little boy, right? And then I think is he on the phone with 911?
Yeah, he's on the phone with 911, and then he just
and then it cuts to the title card.
Yeah.
And then we get 15 years later, and so we cut to what's going to be our protagonist. Her and her family are having breakfast. So we meet Wendy, Michael, their brother, whose name doesn't
John
matter.
Darley, and it's all the same names as the
Are
original.
they?
Yeah.
And then mom, whose name again doesn't matter. And so basically what's going on is it's Michael's birthday. Okay, cool. They have like a little yay
But nobody
thing.
remembers.
Yeah, no.
Even though he has a big birthday, it's my birthday.
And then they leave for school. There's a conversation that Wendy and Michael have, right, about growing up and something like that.
And he wants to ride his bike, and his
Yes.
mom's like, "No, you can't ride your bike to school."
Yeah.
It's like, dang, who kind of kid like they let him get a bike and won't let him ride it?
So then they arrive at school, all that kind of good stuff. And then we cut to Peter, and he's putting some makeup on to make himself look all pretty. And then he gets like a syringe, right? And he injects himself with pixie dust.
Right. So pixie dust is like it's an actual like I mean, at this point it's an actual drug. It's
Okay, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure they're like cooking it up on a spoon.
Yeah. Bent spoon.
Yeah, you
Using
can
his
imagine
psychic
which one it
abilities.
is.
Yeah.
So then, let's see, Wendy arrives at a salon. So in this one, it's kind of like we get some background on her, right? About how she wants to move to London, I think.
Yeah, because to be with her quote-unquote boyfriend. Yes. I will also throw out there, at this point, if I'm not mistaken, maybe it's later, I think when he's doing the makeup, I'm pretty sure this is also where he states, like, it's time, because he's coughing a lot, too. This is where we're starting to get a little bit of the cough, and he says, it's time, I need to make the last whatever. Like, basically, I need to take some more people to Neverland. Like, it's the end. Like, I need to make sure I finish this, like, basically, essentially. And then it goes to the scene.
Yeah, where it's the salon. Really, the really important thing that we get here is Wendy
trying to
leave.
London,
Trying to leave to London. So then we cut to the party store, and our boy Peter is kind of being a weirdo, right? In the back, he's looking at like the different Halloween or quote unquote Halloween decorations. I don't know when this movie takes place, but it's like a party city.
Yeah,
that he's in.
He's looking at
straight out of Halloween, bro. What?
So he's looking at all the masks, and then the store clerk is like seeing him through like, is it CCTV or something?
Yeah.
Oh, we've seen his face already at this point, right?
No,
I don't think so. I think we might have gotten like glimpses of the half that isn't messed up, but we haven't seen the one that is all scarred. And then the employee basically like eventually walks out, right, to tell Peter Pan to get the heck out of there.
He's like, yeah, we're closed, you can't be here. And it's like, then why is your door open if you're closed? Like, that didn't make no sense to me.
And so eventually they see each other, right? And then I think Peter like stabs the crap out of it. I can't remember if he runs up to him or
No. So he first of all he finds the mask that he's gonna wear.
Oh yes.
Yeah, and it's like, and he looks through and like he goes through all these other masks and they're all like the stock, like it's like a devil demon thing. And then he goes to the right and he sees like this porcelain, like just generic face almost.
Looks like him a little bit.
Kind of looks like him, I guess. Yeah, and it's like it's just a generic face, and he's like, okay, yeah, this is the one. He like puts it on, and I think he even says something. He's like, what does he say?
Like,
He's like,
what a pretty boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're such a pretty boy. Oh, it's so weird.
Yeah,
and then he's walking out because the guy's trying to find him, like, so he can kick him out of the store, and then he's like, I forgot what he says, like, hey, you need to pay for that, or hey, blah blah blah. It says something.
He's calling him a weirdo or something.
And he's like turned around. And then he like slowly walks up and he's like, oh hey, blah blah, and then he just like goes to town and just kind of like, just.
This is one of the moments that has my gripe. I don't like this prosthetic at all.
Which prosthetic?
The neck. I swear that they put a neck prosthetic to make the stabs, like so that you're basically stabbing like a pouch of blood. But I feel like the store worker's a heavier guy, but I feel like when they cut back to him for the stabbing scene, he has like you can tell that there's prosthetic on it. And I just wish, I wish they would have used a different angle or something.
Yeah.
That one stood out to me as like, okay, he definitely has a prosthetic on. Because then he like falls and the blood's like gushing out of it.
And then after that guy got murked, we cut over back to Michael, and he's sitting at a lunch table with Joey, right?
Yeah.
And I think they're boyfriends or something like that.
I think there's friends, it's implied, but they're just a kid messing with them.
They're little kids.
They're just,
And then here we kind of get like a cut between, like back and forth. We get the vibes that Michael doesn't have any friends, right? Like there's I guess a bully that comes up and tries to make fun of him.
Very brief.
And then Joey's like, hey, stop.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay. And then
Walks away, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
No, he's not. He's not on the bus. No.
Oh, okay, thumbs down.
Put him back on the bus. What are we doing?
So then here we basically get cut back and forth. Wendy shows up to pick up Michael from school, and we get introduced to Ronnie, and he's really only in this scene. So they're having a conversation about going to London. Turns out that he doesn't want to go after all.
Yeah, why is this important?
It's because I think, well, her setup before this prior was that she feels weird about Homie because he's giving off weird vibes. Or
Like, is he
whatever.
just there to distract her in this?
Yes, yeah. That's the plot device. And I think pretty sure he just breaks up with
Then
her.
it never comes up again.
Yeah, he like basically breaks up with her, like, blah, blah, blah. Just kind
Yeah.
of
He's like, actually, I changed my mind after she like dropped out of school.
Yeah, she was taking a gap year, right, or something?
Yeah, I wonder. I have two questions. One, I know we're about to get into it. When he showed up, he didn't have his bike. I'm confused how he got his bike back. Unless
Ooh.
No,
Michael.
No. I thought he was walking with the bike.
he did walk in.
He
with the
walked.
bike.
He walked with the
Okay,
bike
I
to
couldn't
school. She's
remember.
like, "You're not gonna make it in time. Put it on my truck, car, whatever. I'll drive you there."
And then he parks the bike.
And then he
Okay.
parks the bike, and then he takes the bike because I guess she's not there when she is there.
Right.
And then that's how he leaves on the bike.
Two,
Yeah.
I know later on in the movie we kind of get backstory about like Peter Pan and like history within the city or whatever. I'm also like, how come nobody bats an eye at this big ass red van with no license plate that says Neverland and Lost Boys on the back? Like, I feel like later on in the movie it's implied that the town kind of knows about it.
Well, he disappeared for a while, so I don't
Okay.
think it was. Yeah, that was the thing.
In my mind, I'm just thinking like, bro, this van sticks out so much and nobody's like.
Nobody's saying anything.
It is like the only car within like 100 feet of the freaking
Yes.
school.
Well, and can we throw this out there too? That I mean, you can have the same argument for the black phone. Like
Yeah.
he's the only blacked out van. It says abracadabra on the back. Like I mean,
It's for the plot, definitely, and this, I did get a lot of Black Phone vibes from this. I don't know.
yeah, he definitely some black phone vibes.
Kind of
from
a
this.
rip, you know, 6.5. No,
And so that's what's going on one side. On the other side, we get shots of Michael leaving the school.
And the van being precariously parked outside the school.
Yeah.
Like he said,
He does
he walks
walk
right by,
by.
and then the van just slowly starts.
literally in the background.
Yeah, just starts taking off.
We see it drive off in the background from one of the talks that Wendy has with Ronnie, or one of those shots. So then we cut to Michael, and he's biking in the woods, and he hits one of the traps. Is this one like the string?
It's
that
like a
he's-
wire.
Yeah. So he has so he's riding the bike in the forest because of course anywhere that's not the U.S. you have to like bike 10 miles to go to school, and basically he's riding, and it's actually a really cool shot. It's like you see him, I think, kind of in the distance, but it zooms, like it has the focus on the wire. Like from like perspective.
It's nice.
And
It
then
transitions,
it
yeah.
transitions, and then it goes to him, and he just
The wire is a
eats it.
little thick. How do we not see the wire?
Yeah. Well,
Well, I mean, if you're going
Like
like
biking. Yeah,
zooming.
you're right. You're right.
Yeah, he falls.
This shot was cool,
Doesn't really get too hurt. He just kind of wipes it off, and then notices that the string is basically going to
van.
going to the van.
Yeah.
And then his first thought was, "Let me go to the van."
yeah. And then he gets got.
Yeah, then
He gets kidnapped.
I know, homie just like yeets him into the van.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
a black boat. It's a black boat. What do you mean?
Yeah.
That one was a balloon. So yeah, help me with my balloon.
For real.
Jeez.
Wendy ends up staying at the school for hours, right? And then from her point of view, Michael never gets out.
Yeah, she thought she was in detention, and she's like, no.
She talks to the principal, right, or the headmaster, or
Yeah.
whatever they want.
And their only camera angle when he's leaving, I'm pretty sure it's even outdoors, doesn't show the van.
Yeah.
Like every other camera angle they could potentially have, and the one that doesn't show the van.
Because they show him walking out of the building, I think, right?
Yeah, and nobody's like, hey, what's that weird creeper van doing?
Yeah.
Another thing in my mind was like, wouldn't he have seen her or gone looking for her? But I guess it makes sense also that he wanted to ride his bike. Like, I feel like he took the opportunity.
Yeah, he was like, oh, she's not here. I guess I'm going to zoom on my
Yeah.
bike.
Yeah. So then we cut to what I call the lair. This is Peter Pan's basically hideout, where we see that Michael is stuck in this room. It's all dark and dirty. And
I
all
think
that
this is
kind of
when we
stuff.
get the reveal. I think we get the face reveal sometime during this.
Yes.
Well, no, he's wearing the mask first.
He is wearing the mask when he brings
The
brings
food.
Michael food.
Yes.
This is black
and then-
phone vibes also.
Yeah.
And then he takes off the mask to show that the left side of his face is all scarred up.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's like Freddy Krueger times 10.
I don't know if it. I think because later in the movie it is like Freddy Krueger times 10. It looks kind of like like cherry pies. How they have that.
Yeah.
The lacing. Yeah. Later on in the movie it hits like it's not as dark and you can really see the full. Yeah. It's gross.
So then this is where he tells him to close his eyes and think of Neverland, and he's like just being real creeper, right?
Yeah.
And he says that, and Peter tells Michael that Neverland is real.
Yeah, like whenever I get scared, I was like, "But you're the one scared."
Yeah, you know what scary people what I'm talking about.
Also interesting to note, like this room, just to briefly describe it, is kind of like a daycare type vibe room, but it's all dark and obviously nasty, decrepit.
They have a black. I don't remember if they show it here, but they have a black and white
Yes,
TV.
yeah, they have black and white TV, and it loops like Skinamarink footage of an alligator.
Of an alligator
Yeah,
doing
so
a death roll.
Yeah, so it's like essentially.
Oh, I didn't realize it was the same thing.
Yeah, it like loops a different. I mean, it shows different things as it goes, but it's still always an alligator. Which again, call back to the ultimate demise of Hook in the actual Peter Pan story. The alligator does him in.
It's a good. I didn't even catch that. It's a good one.
Yeah, I didn't catch that either.
So then, after that scene, we cut back to the family with Wendy. They're talking to the police. She says that she was distracted when picking up Michael, and we can see that she's really starting to blame herself, right, for him going missing.
This is when one, the mom finds out that Wendy was distracted, and two, like.
The cops are like bad too. They're like, I mean, it's okay if you weren't there.
I know they're asking about friends and stuff, and even the mom's like, word for word, he has no fucking friends. Yeah, she's handing him an L, bro.
I bet taking L's on his birthday.
Even later on, just because you mentioned the cop thing, I know we're not there yet, but later on, like after the mom storms out, the cop just in the background, like. He literally hits that pose and then like, what is this? He never shows up again. What is this guy doing? Well, I guess he does show up again.
Then they receive a phone call from their landline. I didn't know that they still have landlines in the UK, but apparently they do. And Wendy, is it Wendy or the mom who picks it up?
It's Wendy. It's Wendy first.
She picks it up and it's circus music, right?
It was like a weird like.
Yeah.
It's like a
like
weird
this.
record jam. But yeah, she hears it and she's like very caught off, like, who is this? Blah blah blah. And the mom is like, what's going on? And
Who are you
she answers the
talking
phone.
to?
Yeah, and then she answers the phone, and they pan back finally. Obviously, we know it's probably Peter, but like they pan to him in his lair in the kitchen or wherever where he has the phone. I don't know if you noticed the phone has giant numbers. Like the numbers are like they're like the size of my hand. Each number is ridiculous. Like it's like for like older people that can't see.
His vision got affected.
Maybe it might have. Oh, I don't know. It might have. But yeah, like giant, like obnoxiously sized phone, and he's just sitting there with the record player on the phone, and then he like picks it up, and then that's when he drops the line. He's like, "Don't worry about Michael. I'm taking him to Neverland."
Yep.
And he does like his normal voice. Yeah, he's like, "I'm taking him to Neverland."
Yeah.
His accent.
And then we cut to Michael. He's sleeping. He doesn't look like he's getting very good sleep. And he's awoken by Peter, right? We see him walk into the room in
With
the
the mask,
background.
with the mask.
And he just sits there in the back all hunched over. And then he basically...
Wants to play a game.
Yeah, he wants to play a
He
game.
says, "Do you want to play a game?"
He's covering all the bases.
Yeah, solid check.
That they're going to be playing Marco Polo, right? And you know the rules of Marco Polo. So then he's like, okay, so then I think Peter tells Michael to count to 10 while he goes to find his hiding spot or something. And so then it's like, hey, 10. And then Peter like stays in the room until he gets to like 3.
Yeah.
He's just in the background all hunched over. And then when Michael gets to 3, that's when Peter gets up and just vanishes. It's like, what the heck? because Michael turns around, leaves the room, and there's like a hallway, right?
Yeah.
That he walks into, and he says Marco, and then you just hear Bolo.
Yeah.
And he gets all freaked out, and then gets into this.
There were some good shots in here. I like the hallway shots.
He walks into this other room that has like your classic a bunch of mannequins that are draped.
Yeah.
All I thought was, didn't weapons just do that?
What movie is that a reference of?
Oh, I have no.
I mean, every movie ever.
I just think of a bunch
Terrifier 2. No, Terrifier 2, Insidious.
I'm sure there's a Silent Hill in there somewhere, probably the video game.
I feel like I saw it very recently.
Black Phone? No.
I think Weapons had something kind of similar, although they weren't covered.
Weapons was just them standing there like
in the basement.
Yeah, they did the
chicken
jump scare
noodle
thing
soup.
though.
Well, yeah, and then I think in this part he goes in that room, finds a window where he thinks he can potentially get out. But as he's trying to get it, has some weird locking mechanism that he can't budge, and then he like tries to stand on the thing, and again he's a kid, he doesn't know there's glass there. He drops it, he freaks out, he's like oh. And then he's like, okay, I guess I'll walk away, and then turns around, creepy mannequins. I don't know if you noticed, one of the mannequins does have the mask on, like it's like the one to the left, so you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I know that when all of this is happening, they pan to the room, so you see from Michael's perspective all of like the it's
one of them has the mask, but that's not the one that Peter's under. Even though I think when he jump scares, he has the mask on, which is interesting. But he like goes through and he's like walking and he's kind of looking at the things, and then he says it one more time in the middle of all of them, and the one you think that is to the left isn't, and he's just like Polo, and then like
big jump scare.
I will say this was the one scene that I did not. Maybe it's just their creative cut. Or unless it's a mistake. I thought it was a mistake when I saw it the second time. But if you notice, he gets jump scared and falls back in the mannequin room. But immediately when he hits the ground, he's in the regular room. He's in the regular room, because if you notice, Peter's talking to him in like the next monologue. He's back in the regular room.
I wonder if that was on purpose.
It must be. I think he fell, and then their purpose was maybe him throwing him back in the room or something. I don't know. That's maybe my thought, but that's why I was like, I didn't catch that till now. I was like, wait a minute, he didn't fall in the same room he was in. Like, that was kind of weird. But anyways, continue. Sorry. That was my 1B movie cut, right? Then I was like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm backtracking. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I know what you did last summer, did the mannequin thing. Did they not? I'm trying to remember. There was a movie I saw very recently that did that. It's bothering me.
I don't think so.
I didn't notice that he woke up, or like that when he fell. It's a
different room, yeah.
Damn.
And so then they're both sitting on the floor, and Peter he finds the card that Joey had given Michael, right? And he basically asks like, "Hey, do you want Joey to come and join you too?" And I think this is when he's like, No,
I don't want him here.
Yeah, I don't want him here. XYZ. And then Peter starts to talk about his mom, right?
Because he kind of like is trying to get information from him. He's like, yeah, did you blah 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 this and that? Oh, because didn't he mention something about it? He mentioned something about his mom. His
mom hurting him or something.
Yeah. Oh no, he's like, oh, do you know this song? It's when he references the record player. He's like, my mom used to play us this song whenever we were children at the daycare, like, because I guess his mom took care of a bunch of the kids. And then he's like, oh, so your mom, well, what happened to her? And he's like, don't worry about her. And it's just like, oh, okay.
Oh, he says like, she's never gonna hurt my boys.
He specifically says, I won't let her touch my boys again.
Yeah. So obviously
there's some sort of abuse that it leads to. So then we cut over to Wendy, and she's talking on the phone to one of her friends. They're talking about Peter, right? I think this is where we get that he was an active, abductor and all of that in the past,
previous years.
Yeah,
and she found somebody that has reference to him, like that she can like get in contact with to try to see if she can figure out if they know anything.
Yeah.
And we also find out her friend is also the sister of Joey, which is the friend of Michael.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. Keep the cast tight.
Yeah, exactly. And then Mom walks in, and here the purpose of this scene, I think, is to show even more that Wendy's blaming herself for Michael going missing. And then
the mom's blaming her too.
Mom is like, denial mode.
And then we basically cut to the next day where it's the Wendy, the friend, and Joey, and they're driving to the person's house that they were going to get into contact
like a town down, a little ways down the road.
Yeah, let's see. So we learned that this person that they're going to speak to was one of the victim's dad. I don't remember if it was the first victim or one of the first.
It's one of the first victims. Or no, it's just, one of the first victims because...
Why did I think it was Tinkerbell? Is that a different victim?
No, it is Tinkerbell. It is.
Yeah.
So, what they're referencing is so they go, they find, he's like, oh yeah, this was my son Timmy, and blah, 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 and this and that. Because I think we did get introduced to Tinkerbell already once, just loosely. Because he introduced himself, she's like, yeah, I'm a fairy, and
that's not until a little bit later.
I think the only time we saw her is when
she comes out after
Peter's talking to her in the very beginning.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Get ready. Basically.
Yeah, you're right. Okay, so anyways, so finding us the boys like Timmy and blah 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 blah, this and that. And the dad's like, yeah, it used to be when we could leave our house's doors unlocked. And I'm like, that's crazy that people used to just...
Is this a real thing, or is this just like a room? I feel like this is just a story that we
No,
made
that's...
up.
No,
pretty sure
that's
it's
what they
real.
did. And
Everybody talks about it.
Yeah, in a rural area, like, nobody's just going to walk into your house, I guess. I don't know. But, yeah, he was, like, talking about, Timmy, and, like, it was crazy. And then he goes into how it happened that, I guess, he was going to a friend's house, or he was supposed to be at somewhere, and then they kind of show the flashback. Because I don't think he doesn't even know what truly happened to him other than once he got the phone call. But basically, exactly black phone vibes. Like, it's the kid walking.
Peter Pan.
Yeah, young Peter Pan, which looks like young Grabber. And he's just there. Pretty sure he's in the same clown makeup as before.
He's rocking the same
same van. And just like, hey, yeah, come on. And the kid's like, okay. And then they just like...
Yeah, but like, if this van is running for, this long...
20 years.
He must be taking really good care of the van.
It's the 5 miles one way. And
5 miles the other way. But yeah, he like gets them, and of course it's in like a random forest because all the kids have to walk through a forest to get home somehow.
Yeah.
And then he's like, yeah, no, it's cool. Like, or not cool, but yeah, like my, that's what ended up happening. And then they end up going to his room, and then it gets brought up that that he felt as though he hasn't been, that he didn't feel like he was like meant to be a boy, and his room was very, effeminate, right? It had like fairies and things, this is where I think he had mentioned like the mom bought into it, but he didn't really. So to him, he was still Timmy. We never, I guess, got like an alternate name, but like basically like that was the kind of the giveaway that this is probably Tinkerbell because we've seen Tinkerbell.
Pretty sure we see like the fairy wings and stuff.
Yeah, fairy wings, and there's like fairy like cutouts and stuff in the room. So.
Yeah. So then after that scene, we cut to a bus full of Michael's classmates. Yeah. And Peter has his van parked perpendicular to the road, and has like the
blocking the road. Yeah, because again, it's like a one dirt road, one way. There's no way to get in. Like you can't go around them. There's only one way down this road.
And he has the hood open as if he's working on his vehicle. The bus driver gets out of the vehicle, out of the bus, to come give Peter a hand, so that way he can continue on his route. But then Peter right? Basically.
Yeah, he's like, oh man, these old vans. And,
I think the first one he gets, or is it the last one that he gets through the chin? We get one.
No, it is the first one. It is the first one.
That's a nice shot. That was a good one.
Yeah, it was
brutal. Also, are none of the kids the kids had to have seen this, right?
I don't think most of them caught it,
or they weren't paying attention.
They weren't paying attention.
Okay, I was wondering because they just like sit there and let a stranger walk on the bus.
They're just hanging out, yeah. And then he like kind of rolls up and he just walks on the bus and he's like, "Does anyone want to go with me to Neverland?" They're just like,
he takes a mask
off, and they all freak out. And he says, "Who wants to go to Neverland with me?"
Oh my gosh,
yeah,
that's
and
crazy.
The boys scream, and then we cut. And then this is where we get introduced to Tinkerbell. So we cut to Michael back at the lair, right? So if it's daytime, while the bus scene is happening, I'm assuming at the same time that this scene is happening, this room is dark.
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much like I mean, usually if you have a house that's a den of like drugs and things, I'm pretty sure all the windows are usually like blocked out and have like things covering them, so it's very minimal light at all times.
Yeah, this house is rough.
Yeah. So Michael is given food by we get introduced to Tinkerbell here. Tinkerbell is a person who they're in like a pink little like fairy outfit kind of thing, and she basically says that she never, I don't think she ever calls Peter, right? Like every time she talks, she refers to him as he.
Yeah.
She says that he's dying, and that.
Well, no. The boy brings it up. Michael brings it up. He's like he's coughing.
cough.
He coughs a lot. I don't think he's like long. Like it seems like he's like gonna not be okay. And that's what he said. He's like that's why he has to finish taking like people to Neverland. So blah blah blah. And then I think Michael throws in the first like Michael's actually kind of smart. He throws in the first like monkey wrench. He's like, how come he never takes you to Neverland?
Yeah.
Like, dang. And he's like, and then I think that's when
Tinkerbell says that
drops
they're
the line.
different.
Yeah, like I'm different. So.
Oh, Tinkerbell actually does say that they were the first victim.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's right.
Yeah. That they were the first, and that they won't leave because they haven't been taken to Neverland yet because they're a fairy, and that one day, if they keep following Peter, that they'll transform, right?
Yes.
They'll be at the final form, Super Saiyan 7 or something.
Super Saiyan 7.
And then Michael, this is when he says like, I just want to go home, and then Tinkerbell just kind of like walks out the door.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right along with Peter Pan, I feel like Tinkerbell does a really good job throughout this movie.
Yeah. Well, and because it's the conflicted thing, right? Like I'm pretty sure. And not pretty sure. I mean, it's definitely laid out in the movie that like he definitely plays up on a lot of probably the insecurities of Tinkerbell, so that like that's his hold on her, and like he definitely has a way with like, I mean, it's an abusive relationship, right? Like essentially they can't leave, and the way that it even seems when he's like, I want to go home. At this moment in time, there's no resonance there with Tinkerbell because I think. In their eyes, and again, it was already kind of previously laid out with the dad not believing how Tinkerbell felt, that they probably left because they felt, ostracized or felt like, they couldn't be themselves, right?
Yeah.
And so I think it definitely, like, that's why it doesn't resonate with Tinkerbell right away when he's like, I want to go home, I want to see my family, because to Tinkerbell, like, my family doesn't want to see me, so it's like, it doesn't matter.
In her mind, like, although Peter Pan kidnapped her, Peter Pan also saved her.
Yes. The way
somewhere to belong.
Well, yeah, that, and because it's again that mind manipulation thing of like, he's saying those things to get to get stuff.
Like in her mind, that's how she registers it.
Yeah. And then we cut to John coming home, asks Wendy if she saw the news, and then she gets filled in on the information that they found school bus full of kids all dead in the forest.
Right.
Oh yeah, when they cast this guy, the budget had to have been going low. This is like his one line.
You're talking about John?
Yeah.
He like looks like he's gonna throw
it like fake.
Well, because and they just mention it, and they don't show anything about it, and then he starts like. Eventually, we get cut to because she talks to the mom. Because the mom, I guess, heard about it, but again, we still don't know. I mean, we assume what it was, right? But the mom is like freaking out and like basically having an existential crisis, and she's just basically like, if anything happens to him, blah blah, I don't know what I would do, and like I'm pretty sure he's gone, and she's like, you can't talk that way, like know, even though the news obviously is something bad to the point where it looks like okay, it's pretty bad, but Michael wasn't there, so there's hope that he might still be alive. And basically she's like, I think you need to go stay with your dad. The beginning it was very easily put out, classic always, there's the parents are divorced and there's always one of them that
she was hating on the dad.
Hating on the dad hard. And so the sister just basically, I was like, okay, all right, I'm out. And then we get cut back to Peter in the lair in his room, and he's basically, I think, having flashbacks to the kids, and it's just showing like snapshots of like, I guess, the aftermath, and he doesn't say exactly what he did, but it's starting to be perceived of like what he's kind of doing, because I don't think there's really a whole lot of gore more so as it is like just them laying. So like it's more probably
They just look pale,
yeah, pale. So obviously, you know, it seems like there might be some what is that? How you pronounce that? I can't say it. When you're getting choked.
Asphyxiation.
Asphyxiation. Yeah, there we go. I can't say that word for some reason. Even though I watch SVU like every other week. And this is like I think one of the cool moments where he like it borders like kind of like is this like for real there's like an entity or is it just all in his head? So like he's there and he's again remembering everything and he's like freaking out and then he pretty sure this is where he sees the shadow, right? Like the little Peter puppet and if
there's also flashes of a syringe in here too.
Yeah, flashes of a syringe, so it makes it seem like he took some pixie dust.
Yeah.
But like he has paintings, just like there's creepy clowns in the other room. There's like paintings of Neverland on the wall, and so like the little, you know, Peter Pan shadows hopping around, and he like ends up pointing at the mountains, which is basically like Neverland is usually it's an island tucked in within some mountains. And so he points at them and he's like, yes, I know, like it's almost time. So like basically I think that's the entity again, like, okay, we want you, like you're gonna come here, like this is it, or like, hey, I need my offerings or whatever the entity tells him.
Yeah.
But then he like levitates, right? He like basically like ascends, but then he like comes back to earth and is grounded. So it's like one of those like, was it all in his head? Was it the pixie dust?
Right.
Or is
I understand it as it being in his head, but like
right.
this is one of the moments now that you really lay it all out that we understand to a certain extent he believes what he's saying.
Yeah.
Like he's not lying just to take advantage of Tinkerbell or whatever. Like because of his own childhood trauma.
Yeah.
He genuinely is like seeing things and believes this. I understood it as like when he started floating, I was so like, bro, this is the first like paranormal is not the correct word.
It's like
superpower.
Supernatural.
Yeah.
But then when Tinkerbell walks in,
which is like the 5 seconds later,
he's on the floor and she's almost like, what the fuck? Like, what's going on? Which is, I understood like, okay, now we snapped out of his perspective.
Yeah.
Just on the floor.
And I think that the way they shot it, I think it can go both ways. I feel like there has to be some supernatural element though, because if you're going to be in the poohniverse and you have a radioactive,
especially because what happens later on, it's definitely shot in a way for us to be like, yeah, we don't know, but
he does have some super strength though too. I will say that. I mean,
he's gonna come on. He's gonna come back and he's gonna you know, ride Winnie the Pooh down.
He's gonna ride.
He's gonna ride Bambi. Yeah.
I thought on the poster it was Pooh riding Bambi.
Oh, was it Pooh riding Bambi?
I thought so.
He's riding.
Is he on the poster?
Vulture. He's riding the Vulture.
The owl. No, I
thought he was. Yeah, he's just like I think cloaked though, because I don't think we ever got a good image of him. He was cloaked or had a hood. But like he didn't have everything.
He better be back. That's all I'm saying.
He's gonna come back.
I'm pretty sure he is.
Continue.
So then after Tinkerbell walks in, Tinkerbell starts having doubts, right? Like they keep saying like, where do they really go? And Peter says, you know where they go. And they have a peck on the lips, and then I think he starts beating them, right?
No, he freaks out on her. He like kind of like chokes
don't ever question me again.
It's that like typical when you have that power dynamic. Yeah, that you're gonna like love and hate, not love and hate, but like two extremes of like good cop, bad cop. So like, yo, you're making me angry because you're doing things that you know you shouldn't be doing, type deal.
Yeah. So after that conversation, Wendy starts to talk to her friend. We learn that Wendy's gonna spend the night at her friend's house. Yeah. And then everybody's going to sleep, right? So Joey's gonna go to his room. The parents are going to their room. Mm-hmm. Wendy is sleeping in the friend's bed, and the friend is sleeping on the sofa. And then in Joey's room, that's where we see the shadow, right, of Peter in the background or something.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to him being downstairs and trying to find an open window or something like that.
But she finds the one near the sister. Which I'm gonna throw this out there. This is where I also think there is some supernatural happening, because how does he find this house?
Yeah. How?
How does he find this house?
The other thing is like, Joey's room is on the second story. How do we see his shadow there?
I think there's a porch up top. if I'm not mistaken.
Probably.
This is
There is,
interesting. This is interesting.
Or hold
that.
on, time out. There's not a porch. I don't know if there is or not. I just
There
assumed.
is. That's where Wendy escapes from later.
Okay. But the way they make it seem like if you didn't know that, Peter Pan flies in the original and he just levitated, he was
I
floating.
mean, based on what we see later, like, just the condition he's in, I mean, he has to have some kind of... There's no way a normal human just survives all this.
And not only that, but then again, just has perfect tracking skills. Like, again, it makes sense to know the school bus because he just has to go to that school. But how does he know? But how does he know where the brother is when they didn't go to school that day? And not only that, but he never left the lair again after he abducted himself. Oh, actually, he did. He went for the bus. But like,
how did he abduct 30 kids at once? Is what I want to know. He used the force on them.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. So then Peter gets into the window and he sees
the knife.
Bro, his knife is gigantic.
It's like the meaty hands Mike knife.
He sees the friend sleeping on the sofa, and he pulls out the.
Doesn't hear.
He pulls out the shank, and then while he's like standing over her body, she opens her eyes, and he goes shh, and then.
So which is this the main friend?
This is the sister. Yeah.
So then who do we see?
The mom.
Oh, it's the mom. I got them mixed up. I couldn't tell who was who.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought this was the friend, but then I thought it was the friend again, and I was.
No, it was the mom
no,
upstairs.
Okay.
Yeah. So then Peter goes ham on her stomach, and then from Wendy, and being in the bedroom, there's a bunch of shouting that she hears in the hallway. She eventually opens the door and sees the friend's dad collapse on the ground, right? Like, with a bunch of blood coming out of him. And then here comes Peter to finish the job while he's on the ground, and then Wendy like starts to
go hide.
Starts to
why
hide.
Does she not? I mean, he knows that she's in there, right? I want to know why she decided to pack her stuff.
Yeah, I wrote that too. I don't know.
In my mind, like I thought, bro, you're fucking packing right now, and then I thought, well, maybe she's trying to convince him that like. She actually left if she's not in there.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know either.
First response, like...
Let me back. Yeah. Well, then not only that, but then the mom, I guess, was tied up at some point, and she ran out.
Yeah.
And then she gets to the room, and then she sees her, and I don't think she realized that she was still up there, or she was in that room, so she was just like, basically saves her in a sense. She like kind of throws herself at...
because Peter comes into the room that Wendy's in, and it's the classic like, let me look under the bed.
I like that shot a lot. That was a cool shot.
And she's not under there. It turns out that she had escaped through the balcony window, and then the balcony connects to the parents' bedroom, and then that's where the friend's mom comes in, and then she hides under that bed.
Yeah,
she goes around or something like that.
Where did he get rope? And do we believe he would have actually just tied her up? Unless she was meant to be bait. Like
I don't know, maybe.
I don't know.
Because we never find out how she got tied up or what happened. Tied up.
It's the Strangers Chapter 2 logic, where like
everything just happens.
So the mom and dad were getting freaky before.
And so the mom gets got, right?
Wendy watches and doesn't do shit.
Wendy watches. Wendy's phone is dying, so she grabs the phone charger. While that's going on.
Which stupid later on.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the phone charger is gonna make it like a big plot point. Just FYI.
Peter kidnaps Joey, tosses him into the van, right, and then takes off. They go down, or Wendy goes downstairs, sees the dead friend, grabs the car keys, commits Grand Theft Auto, and then follows Peter.
Yeah, we get a cool little montage, bro. The song's banging. And apparently, does he not know that she's following?
That's what I thought too.
Because they're like they're the only two cars driving at all.
Yeah, on the road.
But when they get to
the lair,
then the lair, I was gonna call it something that we would have had to censor. When we get to the lair, they get out like nothing, like nobody's watching them.
Yeah. So then they get there. Let's see. Wendy takes the phone and puts it and the charger and goes into the house. She's hiding in one of the closets, right? And then she sees Peter get naked, and then we see that his dong got cut off, right?
Yeah, this is a very slow. Like he takes his shirt off, and we see his back is like
a kid doll.
Yeah, he's a Ken doll. Yeah.
And the front is complete. Like we're seeing. I'm assuming they're like slices. Or
I'm sure he had some
Slices.
through his line of work. I'm sure he's been attacked.
Oh, yeah, 'cause we get-
Well, I was thinking like this was the abuse from the mom.
Could be.
Oh, that would make because we see his ass, and then he turns around, and I was like,
Yeah.
bro, what? Like, damn, holy shit.
And then we cut to Peter bringing Joey to Michael.
Okay, we gotta pause.
Okay.
I want to get. I might get off. I might get up and walk out of this room. I didn't notice it earlier, and I don't know if it was a thing earlier. Why is this kid wearing a blood and honey?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't notice it until this scene, and I said,
No, yeah,
Oh, wait.
he wore it to sleep. Yes, I remember that, and I remember I texted you when I first saw the movie. I was like, just so you know, there's a blood and honey reference.
"Doesn't that fuck with the universe?"
No, because remember, okay, so
Blood and Honey.
Oh,
Okay.
it's like
in
a
the lore. So Blood and Honey,
The first movie.
first movie happened, like that was a legitimate like thing. And then number 2 basically has a movie built in it where 1 is actually a movie within that universe. I think it was just so bad they decided we're gonna make it a movie.
Because the second one,
I'm pretty sure they did a Scream.
is a Scream. Yeah,
where
Scream.
it actually happened, like in the Scream universe, the
What
first,
is it, Holler,
the
or what
first
is
Scream
it?
movie, Stab.
Stab.
The first Scream movie is like an actual movie, right? An
But
hour.
they made
it's an
a
actual
movie about the-
But then the Stab, which is the Scream's version of Scream in the Scream universe, is shot for shot the first movie.
Yes, because they
I'm
do
pretty
show-
sure that's what they do
Yes.
in Blood and Honey 2.
They
Yeah,
do
Blood
show
and
a
Honey 2,
scene-
and it's Blood and Honey, but it's called Blood and Honey, and then
there's
what
some
is it?
scene in that did not happen in the.
Yo, no, it's the
it's electrocution or something.
No, it's the one where it said it's poo in time.
Yeah.
It said it's poo in time. I was like, I lost it.
I forgot about this.
So
whole, like,
something tells me that they made a Poohniverse 2 movie within the universe because the first one probably did so well, and then of course like they don't take the Pooh stuff seriously in that universe.
Oh, because it is number 2, right? The shirt is the shirt number
It's
2.
a Blood and Honey 2 shirt.
Just so that way we know that
Yes.
chronologically. I didn't know. I saw the kid's shirt.
Yeah,
and I thought,
you didn't notice it?
I didn't know
They
The
got
merch,
it.
like we gotta put some merch. We gotta put the merch in there.
So then Joey gets back into the room with Peter. Peter takes Joey to the room with Michael, and he informs them, one of you is going to Neverland. And he closes his eye, like only one eye, and does the eeny, meeny, miny, you kind of BS. And then right after throwing Joey in the room, picks him.
Literally pulls him right back out.
Yeah.
Oh, but I guess it's to so Michael knows that Joey ended up there. I guess.
Yeah,
Like, he's playing mind
maybe.
games. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, and he takes them, just somewhere. Which
And then-
I'm interested to know why he didn't really go to Neverland, but we'll continue with that later whenever that comes up again.
So then Michael wants to leave the room, but Tinkerbell stops him from leaving. And then we cut back to Wendy, and she's sneaking around the house.
She's gotta get that TikTok.
Yeah. She sees Peter taking Joey somewhere.
Yeah. When do we get her plugging in
The
her phone?
direct
scenes right
That
here.
is wild.
She sees a power strip. And
She's like,
broke it down.
let me in this house
Actually,
I've
it's a
never
little bit farther. but
in
yeah.
this house that I've never been into. Let me plug in my phone and a charger. And it was like in the kitchen,
Yeah.
like in the middle
Multiple
of
times,
everything.
I didn't catch her grab the charger of any of that. So when she just whipped it out, I was like, bro. I like in my mind, I guess I get it. Like you want to contact somebody, but like
In the
this
kitchen.
is what you're worried about. Yeah,
in the kitchen.
My whole gripe was like that she didn't put it on silent. Like you didn't check to see because it's on vibrate.
Well, isn't it dead? Like
I think it's
It
dead.
was it was dying.
But then she
no,
put
it
it
is
some-
dead because when it
so she didn't know it, but she put it somewhere where she probably wouldn't even be able to access it unless she was just gonna stand in the kitchen. Like it was not very smart.
Not very good.
So she, while she's skulking around the house, she grabs a knife and then walks around some more. She passes a room that has an open door, and you just see the silhouette, right, of Tinkerbell in one of the doorways. Finds, I think, the daycare room, right, and then somehow knows that it's someone's birthday. Is the combination of the lock.
Oh, it's because it's his bike lock.
Oh, that's
That's
right.
why he knows
That's
it's his birthday.
Yes,
Combination.
and then she also
Even though
sorry.
she forgot it.
I'm
she
like,
doesn't.
I'm like nitpicking everything, but she also takes the raw uncovered knife and just like puts it in her. She has like no pocket or no. Like we never see it happen, but I'm pretty sure she like puts it in her sweatpants.
Oh, maybe.
That's
Yeah.
Like, then I think it's gone later. I don't think we ever see it again.
After she gets Michael's birthday correct and opens the door, Tinkerbell's like, "Ah!" Right?
She has a knife.
Yeah, she has a knife. They have a little bit of this is where Tinkerbell's really starting to turn against Peter, because they hear Peter coming from the hallway, right? And then she tells Wendy to hide.
Well, because she gets upset at her, like, what are you doing here? You can't be here, blah blah blah. And then at the very end, before she's gonna like snap on her, she mentions her name. She was like Timmy, and she was like, I think it snapped like.
Oh yes, you're right.
And that's what triggers her to want to help her, because she knows, like, hey, we literally just saw your dad, and blah blah blah. We talked to him, and blah blah blah. He misses you, and and then there's that realization, like that again. What I referenced before, like at first she had no really care or connection to, like, when Michael or everybody else that was brought there, like, oh, I need to see my family, I want to be with them, like they didn't care. But now that Tinkerbell knows that her dad is like had been looking for her, that she's wanted, so
Yeah.
Is that conversation in their first encounter?
yeah, it's in the first encounter, because the
Then-
second encounter is something else. I think the second encounter is her trying to help her out even more, if I'm not mistaken.
So the second encounter is
her
when
help.
she has a knife to her neck.
I thought that was the first one.
That's the second
Oh,
encounter.
maybe
The first
that-
encounter, they hide in the room. Wendy hides in the room with Michael, and then they try to run away again. I don't know.
I don't
It
remember.
doesn't
Then all
matter.
it's like I said, this
Yeah.
ending sequence blurs. There's just so many things happening at once.
So just like Jordan was saying, Michael and Wendy are reunited. We cut to the kitchen where Peter walks in, and Tinkerbell's sitting at the table, and he asks Tinkerbell if everything is all right.
She's acting awkward as hell.
Yeah, she really is. And then this is where we get the shot of them preparing the pixie dust with, the heating and the spoon and all that good stuff. And then this is when Wendy's phone goes off.
Bzz, 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 and first of all, the cord is like white as can be. It's the cleanest thing in the room, and it goes off, and he just snaps right. Who's here? Who's like, what the heck?
And then Wendy tries to get out again, like there's a whole kind of through the window, right, of the daycare room. And then they hear Peter, right, coming or something
He's
like
like storming
that.
to the room,
Yeah.
with his footsteps.
And so Wendy basically hides behind a giant teddy bear.
What is it? The callback to your imaginary.
Hey,
There, see, Blumhouse put out Imaginary. This movie is better than Imaginary.
I'll take it. It's debatable, but I'll take it.
Wendy hides behind one of the giant stuffed animals. Peter gets into Michael's face, right? Blah! And then Wendy comes from behind, attacks.
Yeah, he
him
like
with a
counts
giant
out. She's
bear.
like, all right, we're gonna get this.
Yeah. So then,
They lock him in the room.
yeah, they lock him in the room. Tinkerbell gets Wendy at knife point at this part.
I think this is when the
They
whole
have the
conversation
conversation
about.
happens.
Mhm, the conversation about how Tinkerbell's dad was looking for them this whole time, all that kind of stuff. And then, let's see, they let go. Yes, this is where she says to hide. That's my mistake. Yeah. That Tinkerbell lets go of the knife and says, hide, he's coming! And Peter somehow gets out of the room.
Yeah, because Michael and Wendy run different
Directions.
ways.
Different
Yeah.
directions, yeah. Which is weird because the hallway.
Yeah, she goes.
I think Tinkerbell lets Michael go first and still has. I know they get
Maybe.
released at different times. but
Yeah,
I don't
and then
recall
she
why.
goes into the basement. He goes into,
Again, for the plot, it has to be.
How did they lock the door for Peter?
I think, the bike lock.
It's the
So then
bike
maybe
room.
it is some sort of like entity then, right? For because I don't think he breaks it down.
I think he does rip it out. He
Oh,
has
never
to.
mind.
There's
I
no
don't know
way
what I'm
to.
talking about.
Yeah. He got super strength,
He
bro.
does have super strength. I mean, the doors, I'm sure, are not that strong.
Yeah, I
let's be
guarantee
honest.
you they're probably rotting. Then Peter gets out, and then the hunt is basically on, right? Michael gets a hold of the phone and is hiding under the kitchen table. This is where we're in the kitchen, and Peter confronts Tinkerbell. So that's what's going on one end. On the other end,
I think he has like, she's like, what happens to them? And he's like, you already know what happens to them. And then she confronts him, right? Like, you've lied to me and don't da da da. And then he tries to gaslight Tinkerbell one more time, and then basically like just goes to town, right?
Yeah,
like,
I'll make you see hell.
It like throws her, then like breaks the arm and then twists it, like it like breaks up the elbow and then twists it and like breaks it more.
We also get like, I don't remember the exact line, but yeah, this is when like Peter's essentially has done like a 180, because he also calls Tinkerbell a boy, which obviously is like a touchy thing due to the story. So it's very like the mask has come off and he's full. This scene was rough.
He breaks both arms, twists both of them, then cuts both arms off
that's wild.
at the shoulder.
And Michael's watching all this, or he's on the phone.
Michael's on the phone, like with 911, and I don't know, the 911 response people are like literally the most.
I forgot he called 911.
They're playing, like it's like the second or third time that these people, like anybody in the movie, has called 911 and just like, hello. Okay, we'll send people that way. Stay on the line. Like, they're so bland. And then I'm sure they're not hearing the screaming and they're not like, anything.
And the knife and all the
knife.
So while all of that is going on, which is a lot actually, like the graphics here look really good, I think.
Oh, it's rough.
I really liked it. It makes me squirm rethinking about it.
So while that's going on, Wendy's in the basement or the cellar, don't know which one, and she finds a coffin that says
the R.I.P.
R.I.P. on it.
And then her first thought was, let me open this. I'm like, who just, I think, like, she sets the lantern down, she opens it, come to find out it's Joey in there, which is
alive.
My thought was like, I thought he was going to Neverland, how come he like is alive still, you know what I mean? So then that makes me think, like, was he saving him for something else? Was he, like, I don't know, it just seemed like an odd plot point. That, and it didn't even seem locked. How come he just didn't push the thing up?
I don't know, man. So they find like a
the lamp was heavy.
The lamp was
heavy. This thing usually takes the lamp off. He's like...
They find a window that they're able to open, and Wendy sends Joey out, basically like, hey, keep running as far as you can, as long as you can, whenever you get to your stopping point, send help. And then...
Which I want to point out, anybody could have fit through this window at any time. Can we throw that out there? Like, that was a pretty big, non-existent window for that door. Like, you just pull it 3 pieces of wood, and she could have fit through there. Anybody could have fit through there.
So she's walking around more in the cellar, and then she's attacked by somebody who has a hook for a hand.
Okay, to get the photo, she finds the photo of like one of the little boys. I don't know if it was one of the boys we saw earlier.
I don't know if it was the one in the intro or if it was the one from the actual first major scene.
Yeah.
It's one of those two. It has to be one of those two. That's my imagining. I have to imagine it's the one from the actual beginning, not the intro, but the beginning, just because I'm sure that was punishment for the mom, like, tearing up his face.
That would make sense,
But yeah, basically we find without it being completely obvious, it's Captain Hook, right? It has a hook for a hand. And he doesn't really attack her, he's just like, he's like, rah! He jump scares her, and then he runs back and he's like, help me, please, let me go. And
this guy looks like a zombie.
I
couldn't tell. So it is a man.
Yes.
I don't know if it was like a Tinkerbell situation.
No, it's a man.
I'm pretty sure it is. And so then this is where. Sorry, this is where Peter Pan learns where Wendy is hiding, right? Like he hears the commotion going on downstairs.
Like, I got you now.
So then Peter finds Wendy, I think, in the hallway, right? In the hallway upstairs, because she's trying to leave, or she's looking for Michael. And so then the fight ensues, right?
Bites a couple of her fingers off.
Yeah.
We also get, I don't know when this is, I think you're about to bring it up. I mentioned something about a shadow, but I don't remember when.
I think like
I mentioned something about a shadow.
When he's about to take one of them out or something, the shadow like reappears a little bit.
Wendy. So there's essentially a really long fight scene that occurs between Wendy and Peter. It basically lasts the remainder of the movie.
Like dressers and stuff thrown on them.
Because she like runs away and steps on glass too. I don't know if that's the fight.
Yes, I believe so, because that's how he's able to find her again. But eventually, after all of this happens, they end up in the kitchen, and in the kitchen is where he has his hands around Wendy's neck, and then this is when we see the little Peter Pan shot.
Peter Pan. Okay, but this was that
is
prior?
Free choking Michael?
Yeah, because he chokes Michael first. I think.
never
Yeah,
mind.
she choked. I think what ends up happening is he takes her out. Like early, like it's a fight, and then he takes her out. Like I think he throws a shelf on her or something, and she goes down a little bit.
Because I know it's the thing where like she knocks him out and could have confirmed
in the
kill,
tunnel.
and then
That's right.
runs away, and
Yeah.
Michael's like in the room, basically trying to call her back,
And then
he
he
pops up in the door.
Yeah,
free.
he pops up and knocks her out, and then he's choking Michael, and
Which-
Michael's turning like he's getting blue, he's losing consciousness, and that's when Wendy hits him from behind,
Yeah.
and then they go to the kitchen.
I have
But
a comment on this. Again, just nitpicking on something that happened earlier in the movie. So when Peter's choking Michael, he tells him like it's time to go to Neverland or whatever.
Uh-huh.
I'm pretty sure earlier when he was talking to like when Wendy and Michael were in the room, Peter went on this whole rant about how bad kids don't go to Neverland.
Yeah.
So like, which one is it? Okay,
Which one is it?
because he was like, yeah, if you try to run away, you're not going to go to Neverland, and let me tell you what happens to those kids.
Yeah.
Which he basically says he chokes them.
Well, yeah, that's what he says. That's how they
So
go to
he used
Neverland.
the line,
yeah.
He's not going to Neverland.
During the fight, Wendy also gets a shard of glass. And
Yes.
fucking
Yeah, she
throat.
keeps
She pulls it out. She's like,
Yeah.
but yeah, they make it to the kitchen. She ends up also becoming choked, and then that's when Homie comes with what does he have? It's like a bat or something.
He's doing something, but he's playing
it's
around
like a
too
metal
much.
pipe. I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah, like some heavy duty.
Michael, by the way.
Michael, yeah, and he's wearing the. Oh, wasn't it? I'm trying to remember. Was when he was choking? No, yeah. He gets hit with the bat. Whatever. He kind of like gets taken aback, and he kind of freaks out, right? Because he gets hit a couple times, but he goes back, and to try to stop him from like being too crazy, or maybe it was when she was fighting him, he like tries to put on the mask again, and he's like, hey, no.
That's what happened. Because
Yeah.
I put like he's being too goofy
Yeah.
to not have the high ground.
Yeah.
He like tries to bait her into this.
Well, because I think at one point she kind of gets the upper hand, or he gets the upper hand a little bit, and then he puts on the mask to like, oh no, it's okay,
Yeah.
and then he tries to, I'm gonna get you, and then
this is
that's
when
when
Michael's
Michael
up.
comes and like just goes to town on his face,
Yeah.
and like just hitting. It's like.
And you hear it, like,
yeah.
the whole-
The porcelain crashing on his face, even though it doesn't look like it messed up his face too much. Honestly, it looked like his face was better after the.
Yeah, I wanted more prosthetics on this.
Yeah,
I wanted his face to look.
Yeah, but
fucked up.
the mask ends up breaking, so that's like the end of Peter essentially. So
Yeah.
He's pretty much like, in a sense, defeated, and then
Doesn't he like sit back up or something?
yeah, he sits back up, and I don't know what other line he delivers, but basically like he like thinks it's not over, and then you hear like the footsteps, and it's basically Captain Hook, and he like basically
Hooks him.
yeah, Leatherface hooks him, and call back, takes a chainsaw, and just like drags him, and he's like, wait, no,
Dude,
and
the
he's like,
Hook, seeing Hook in with better lighting is super like it felt so Evil Dead coded, like the prosthetics.
because he's like
was nice.
super like deadite
Like a
gray,
yeah.
and he and I mean yeah, like the
Got
Hook
the long hair.
is
and
crazy.
Looks like Freddy Krueger.
Yeah. Like the hair, it's like where you can tell they haven't been in sunlight in years. Like it's like Gollum, basically.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the
Gollum.
Hook doesn't have like the normal metal cap. It's
Well, the-
a straight
the- his-
hook into amputated arm.
Well, yeah, it's like oh man, I
It's
don't
just
even
the
know.
hook like stuck in.
I'm sure it was like surgically fused or something. It had to have been.
But then after he gets hooked away, we have Michael and Wendy, kind of hugging. You hear the
The
sirens.
cops up, the normal, the
Yeah,
usual.
exactly. And then we cut to I don't know when, the next year, the next day.
I don't know
not
when
sure.
this was. Yeah.
I
I don't know if they're like re-celebrating his birthday or I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically reselling.
I don't think it would have been a year. I don't know if
it
he was,
probably wouldn't have been the next. Like if Wendy got fucked up in the neck, right?
and this kid's like traumatized.
Yeah, I think they need more than.
Did they make him wait a year for the drone though?
I don't know. He got a drone at some point, but anyway, yeah, he got a drone because supposedly his
They
dad
celebrate his
is-
birthday again.
The
Yeah.
drone has a camera. Honestly, I thought that's when I thought a
How
callback
about
was gonna happen like that.
90% or 90% sure that drone is going to be how they track down
Right.
Pooh and the poohniverse? It has to be. It has to be. It's going to play some factor.
They focused on.
They made a big focus. That and the bike. That and the bike. They're going to be two things. But yeah, they're at the party, they're celebrating, they get the phone call. Wendy answers it, and she's like, hello, and then get the record again, and she like just and then and
no post credit. What the hell? No
Yeah, I
post
thought
credit.
the same thing.
That's when they do the thing they did at the end of the Ant-Man movie, when it's just like 500 different Winnie the Poohs in a Coliseum. Come on.
Oh man, but yeah, that's Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. Any other things y'all wanted to say?
Okay, so I did want to throw out there, I didn't mention at any point during the whole thing, but I really thought that it was really cool. So first of all, I looked up the actor as soon as we got through it. Okay, so the guy's name is Martin Portlock. That's the actor. He was the winner of the Best Actor at the National Film Awards in 2025 and winner of the Rising Star Award at the National Film Festival for Wales. And he's gotten some popularity in like the English side of things. He was the witch on ITV's Britain's Got Talent, so he was I guess either a winner or some talent that he did there. It went viral, over 9 million views on YouTube. That seems like a lot of views. Can this video get to 9 million? Okay. He also performed with Penn and Teller on The Ultimate Magician. He was in some adaptation of Everything I Know About Love. I don't even know what that is, but it's basically some other television thing. And he's had other feature roles in other things. This was one that they definitely gave him big credit for. They thought that it was a deep psychological kind of role that he took on.
Yeah.
And he's set to reprise his role in the highly anticipated crossover Monsters Assemble in 2026. That comes out this year. That is, I think, the craziest thing. Next year. And he's supposed to be in a new fantasy epic called Gallowmere, which is a film inspired by the grandeur of Lord of the Rings. So it's not a Lord of the Rings movie, but a Lord of the Rings inspired movie. So he's kind of up and coming.
Yeah, good for him.
Yeah. He's also credited for, he was handpicked as the animatronic puppeteer for the upcoming horror film Pinocchio. So he's going to basically be the puppeteer for Pinocchio, which is actually kind of cool that he's going to be able to keep that role. But that was the actor. The director for this one was, let me see if I can pull up his name. Scott Jeffrey is the director. He also directed such great hits, Kingdom of the Dinosaurs, Exorcist Vengeance, The Curse of Humpty Dumpty. There's a couple of those. Let's see, the Cannibal Troll. These are all.
Cannibal Troll.
I haven't even heard any of these, but out of all the movies he's been credited for directing, this has the highest rating on IMDb with a 4.8 out of 10. Honestly, I think it should be a little bit higher, but like obviously compared to some of those other ones, this is definitely a giant step in the right direction.
Yeah.
But this was one of his directorial ones. I believe he was credited for producing the movie for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey as well, like a co-producer. Not like the main one, obviously.
He watched that shit and he said, "Let me take over."
Yeah, yeah. And the other one, the writer and director for the other ones, the Winnie the Pooh one, has Reese Frake Waterfield. So that's why it wasn't very good, obviously. New director, so that helped. Outside of that, I did want to point out to. I don't know, like I just think that I can't just stress enough that I thought that dude did just such a great job of being the antagonist. Like it's just it's hard to find that sometimes with like certain movie villains, especially when it comes to like horror movies. Sometimes it's like very hit or miss, and more times it's more miss than anything else. But like to have the depth that he had, to be able to like pull it off. Yes, were there hints of the Joker and some of these other ones? Absolutely. But I thought that he pulled it off in a good way. The story for the most part made sense. I thought that the overall just dark vibe fit, and like everything they did directionally made sense in that film. Like it wasn't like just random assortment of garbage thrown together like Blood and Honey, right? Like Blood and Honey, I feel like they just did things to do things, and this one they actually felt like there was thought behind a lot of the stuff, like from the alligator Skinamarink film in the background in the room to like the Peter Pan shadow at different times to just anything and everything that like they thought about was just really good. So you tack all that together plus at least a decent supporting cast, it definitely made the movie go a long way, which was really good. So
Yeah.
that was my take. What you got?
Yeah, I just want to get one more con out of the way.
All right.
I don't know. Okay, I don't think it was, but the intro specifically, like the little animated thing, specifically gave me like AI vibes. I don't think it was. I just didn't like. I don't know. I didn't like.
They do that for all of them, though. The Winnie the Pooh one.
I just didn't like specifically how this one was. Like, I didn't mind the animation approach. I just didn't like the actual animation.
Are you claiming that they did AI and they cease and desist you?
No,
Slander.
I looked it up. I don't think they did, but that's the vibe it gave. The like low quality. I don't know. It wasn't for me. Anyway, I do agree with basically everything you've said. That it's weird because like the franchise started as like a meme franchise, but this movie very much like I think should be taken seriously. It has a very I think like deep message. Is executed very well. It's missing some of the things in the original Peter Pan. That aren't culturally appropriate, so thanks for that. I do want to mention the person that plays Captain Hook was on season 3 of RuPaul's Drag Race in the UK. So,
cool.
Yeah,
As Captain Hook?
question.
I
don't know. I see a bunch of different outfits. Yeah, ultimately, I just want to commend this movie. I think it was really well executed. I think it touched on topics and took a route that not a lot of people would have taken given the opportunity to make a horror movie based on this.
I think it almost like with some of the ideas and tropes like you're saying, I think it could have easily gone really bad really fast had they not done it the way that they did. Like I think
it was executed in a very intentional and like you could tell
thoughtful.
Yes, there was a lot of care given to it, and I think ultimately it has an important message, especially just for where we're at now. I think it is meaningful. Yeah, I commend it.
Okay. So that was Peter Pan Neverland Nightmare. The next movie that we're going to be covering is Amanda's pick, and she wants to cover Five Nights at Freddy's 2. I am not looking forward. I'm not looking forward to it at all. But until then, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, do all the algorithm stuff. We'd really appreciate it. It really help us out. Until then, y'all have a good day.